So we're gathered here today for a fun occasion that we try and do roughly sort of once a month, and we want to recognize some amazing volunteers in our community, and also talk about that one Albuquerque spirit that brings us all together and keeps us going in a new year. Now, we have some folks virtually. I know we have one of our awardees couldn't make it, but the staff is representing, and so I'll touch on a few of them. But in general, each one of these individuals goes above and beyond what it means to help the community. And it's a story that we hear all the time in the city of Albuquerque, and it's actually our honor just to recognize a few folks from time to time who really live up to that one Albuquerque spirit. So let's start with our Volunteer of the Month award. And we want to talk a little bit about Monica Moya, who does so much with our Citizens Police Academy. And so Monica, first off, dedicated 25 years of career for the city of Albuquerque. And we also know that, the Citizens Police Academy, for folks who don't know about it, is this amazing program where you learn all the different things about the Albuquerque Police Department. And I know actually I wanted to try and do it, and I couldn't get in. It's really hard to get in. It's a huge time commitment as well. But every single person who goes through that talks about how special it is. And I heard that, it was now 6 years ago when I first ran for that office. But I will tell you, the number of people who came up to me and said, I was in the Citizens Police Academy, here's what you need to know, blah, 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 blah. Dozens of people would come up to me with that sort of story and that knowledge. And it just showed to me how powerful it was. I didn't even know about it till then. And then they all told me, you got to do it and this kind of thing. And then I looked up how long it takes and how to get in. And I was like, someday. So, but there's an amazing group of people who make that Citizens Academy actually work. And foremost today is Monica, who basically keeps the place running. And it would not be successful, really, without her dedication and her love for the city and also our police department and everything that it stands for to try and make every Burqueño feel safe each and every day. And so, Monica, you've impacted our city and so many people in our city in tremendous ways, and so we're grateful to honor you today. So we'd love to hear a few words if you want to come on up and share with the group. We do have a certificate for you. So this is for you, and a one Albuquerque pin there. Yeah, and congratulations. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I just want to say.
Go ahead if you want. You can pop up on there. Yeah,
I never get
take
to
the
do
podium.
this.
Yeah,
Good thing you have a
you've
step.
earned it and then some.
Well, I just want to say thank you for this recognition. I really, really appreciate it, but mostly for the opportunity and the privilege to work with such a hardworking, caring, passionate group of people. Throughout all the years, I have enjoyed it. It impacts my family, my friends, so it's the city, it's our community, it's our officers, but when it's the people you care about, it's not work. It's a passion of love, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Well put. Congratulations. Well, and I should too, next Academy, let me know. I'd love to speak to them or listen to them.
Absolutely.
So count us in to loop that, and I've been meaning to do that too for quite some time, so it's a good reminder. Thank you so much, and I appreciate what you said too about loving what you do and how it's not work, and for what it's worth, that's how I feel every day in this job. So now we want to change gears a little bit, sort of other side of the spectrum in terms of how we build our community, and talk a little bit about our good friends in Corrales, part of that one Albuquerque spirit. Now I married Coralena, so I married in. And Casa San Ysidro is the location, really, of the next two individuals we're going to talk about. And I know Roger, I understand, couldn't make it, but we'll share a little bit about him, and then we'll talk about Dean. But first, Casa San Ysidro. It's an amazing place for programming in Corrales. And of course, those of us who've lived here a long time, Corrales is a special community, an amazing place, but also really, essentially right next to Albuquerque and part of the Albuquerque community in every way. And even in the city way, in the fact that oddly the Albuquerque Arts and Culture actually owns Casa San Ysidro. And so we're very excited to have that programming there, and that the city has a little magical place inside Corrales. Now, before I talk about Roger too, I just want to emphasize that Liz, so the First Lady, I told her about this today, and she has so many fond memories of Casa San Ysidro, of going on the bus as a kid, and also of music shows. She's like, I can still feel the wood floor when the flamenco dancers and the bluegrass musicians would come play and people would dance. So it's a very special place even for her, and I wanted to share that with you today. I think we gotta, there's roof issues and all sorts of other stuff, but let's talk about the important people who make all of that happen and who create those memories that now our First Lady has as an adult. And so first is Roger. Roger has been a docent for the Magic Bus school tours at Casa, which I think is the modern version of what I just shared with you for my wife that she went through. And since school and field trips have returned, though, Roger's now answered the call to volunteer and docent for just about every school tour. And so important, again, to get our kids back out in the community, and we need volunteers to do that. And it also shares that he really demonstrates the sharing of the heritage of the Casa with younger generations, which is also so important as we look towards the future and our families of the future. And so Roger's a native New Mexican, grew up in a ranching family, and has firsthand experience of the way of life that Casa really represents. And as far as docents go, I hear he's top tier in getting praise and thanks from students. And so Roger, thank you for sharing your knowledge and your time with all the children and with everyone at Casa San Ysidro. So let's give him a round of applause just for the staff. Now, excuse me, let's talk about Dean. So Dean, I say storyteller in chief. His role is so important in many ways, but the stories and the enriching experiences that happen at Casa San Ysidro are really in a major way because of Dean. And so he's the tour guide for adults and children. And another to-do item for me in the new year is to get an official tour at Casa San Ysidro, because I have not gotten one, and I need that, and would love to go out there and actually bring the First Lady too. So his background is an urban planner and is interested in all sorts of things, but including land use, and a number of aspects of Casa San Ysidro that makes Dean a great tour guide. And I know some of his team members are here, including my former tour guide teacher. And so I know he's in good hands and taken care of. So we want to thank you, Dean, for your dedication to learning, but also teaching to others. Congratulations, and come on up. I'm going to give you Roger's too.
Very good.
So there's two for you.
All right. Two sins. I'll make sure Roger gets this.
Thank you.
Mr.
Yeah, do you want to share a few words?
Sure, I would. Thank you.
All right, sure.
Well, first of all, thanks to the mayor and to the staff of the Albuquerque Museum for making my role as a docent at Casa San Ysidro the pleasure that it is. It is a place of love and joy, and for me, it's a labor of love to be a docent there. We outreach to students in the area by having tours of school kids coming to Casa, which is what Roger specializes in. My specialty at Casa, beyond giving tours, has been to prepare video lessons for school students here in Albuquerque. They're approximately 25 to 30 minutes long, but they are posted on the Albuquerque Museum website and then can be accessed by school teachers across the region. And so that's another labor of love that I've devoted to my work in Corrales. So, but thanks to the mayor, to the staff of the Albuquerque Museum, to Doug, and also to Aaron Gardner, who is the director there, we invite you all, please come to Casa. You don't have an excuse for not being there on Saturday at 10:30 when we reopen, because that's when I'll be your tour guide for you.
Oh,
that's
nice.
the good side. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Got it. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Dean, and all the team at Casa San Ysidro. And it's a small world too. My neighbor is a guy named John, or not my neighbor now, but my neighbor growing up was a guy named John Grasham, who at the city a long time ago put together that whole arrangement. And so I heard about Casa San Ysidro even when I was a kid, and it's a wonderful asset for our community. So with that, we're going to wrap up today. If folks do want to talk to our award winners specifically, we can arrange that. And I just want to thank everyone for demonstrating that one Albuquerque spirit. And I think what a fun pairing today. These are sort of random in a sense, but I think we heard two sides of what makes our community special in very different ways, but in equally special ways. So thanks so much and Happy New Year. Thank you.